What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Hit List. We are finally back with another episode of the Hit List. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching my content. It's been amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing. It's been fun shooting all these videos of No Pain, No Gain, Player One, getting to finally do these gaming videos I've been wanting to do for so long. But like I promised before, just because I'm doing all these gaming videos does not mean I will not be doing any more shows like the Hit List, Let's Review. As a matter of fact, I even got another show coming out pretty soon. It's going to be another gaming show. It's where I'm going to be playing older games, and I'm very excited for that. Well, with that being said, let's get to it. Now, last episode of the Hit List, I told you my top 10 favorite Arrowverse superheroes. That Arrowverse, you know, my favorite guy, as you probably know, is the Green Arrow. I mean, of course, as you can see, I mean, how can you beat the Arrow? But this episode is my top 10 favorite Arrowverse supervillains. Now, you can't have a good superhero show without a good superhero and good supervillains, because while there's a protagonist, a great protagonist, you gotta have a great antagonist. And this is my top 10 favorite Arrowverse supervillains, so let's get to it. Number 10. Number 10 is a very good supervillain in the comics, and he did very well in the Arrowverse. I'm talking about Rage Al Ghul. Now, Rage Al Ghul, while he is an awesome villain, he doesn't deserve to be too high up. He definitely deserves to be in the top 10 for the Arrowverse villains. Very cool character. Thought the concept was very, very cool, and also it really brought a new kind of tone to Arrow. It brought more of a mystical kind of tone to it, and it brought all these different elements to happen. I was really excited to see a character so well toned and so like different from what Arrow has done in the past. So when they brought in Rage Al Ghul, it was just perfect. It was perfect, and I absolutely loved what they did with it. Alright, number 9. Number 9 is Malice. Oh, now he has been pronounced different things throughout season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow. He was pronounced Malice, he was pronounced Malice, there's so many different pronunciations, but I'm pretty sure the correct pronunciation is Malice, as I kept saying throughout the show. Now, Malice was like this more demonic character that was in Legends of Tomorrow season 3, to where you didn't really get to see him until the finale, or the episode before the finale. Malice really brought in a different tone for Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, we saw season 1 as they dealt with Vandal Savage, and then season 2 they dealt with the Legion of Doom. Malice was like something that was like, they took the villains of the past and made it to where it was like, this guy could kick those villains' ass in a heartbeat. It was definitely a scary villain, something that was very needed for the show, because let's face it, Legion of Doom, as awesome as they are, didn't really have the scary tone that Malice had. Vandal Savage was kind of scary, but Malice, very scary. Number 8. Now, number 8 is Black Flash. Now, while Black Flash technically first appeared on The Flash, when we saw the Time Wraiths come to get Zoom, Hunter Zolomon Zoom, and you saw him kind of transforming into this like creepy, kind of semi-demonic kind of looking person thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, that's where Black Flash was born. Now, we didn't get to see Black Flash in The Flash until a little later on, but we did get to see him in Legends of Tomorrow, and that was very cool to see him appear in season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, Black Flash is like, he's the Grim Reaper for speedsters, is what he comes down to. When a speedster is about to die or about to meet their match with time, he comes to do the bidding. I mean, he's such an intimidating character and a great supervillain. Number 7. Now, number 7 is kind of a twofer, just because when they were villains, they turned out to be heroes later on, but when they were villains, you couldn't separate them. And I mean, you could, but the match was so amazing. The match was amazing too when they were heroes, but it was sad to see the one die. You probably know who I'm talking about by saying that. I'm talking about Leonard Snart and Mick Roy, aka Captain Cold and Heatwave. Now, they started off on The Flash, started off with Captain Cold, then later on when Captain Cold came back for another episode of season 1, we got to see Heatwave in it too. Now, their chemistry, like, together, it's like they're really, really close bros. I mean, they're like ride or die, whatever, especially Captain Cold being the brains, Heatwave being more of the bronze. It's very great team up, and it was so great to see them team up as villains and as heroes. It was so sad when, spoiler alert, Captain Cold gets killed at the end of season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. Another version of him gets introduced in Crisis on Earth X, but still, was very sad to see. I mean, also that version is gone too, so miss Captain Cold, who's such a great character. Alright, number 6. Number 6 is a villain from season 2 of The Flash, the main villain. I am talking about Zoom. Now, Zoom really had a lot of cool aspects of a villain that we saw from the Reverse Flash from season 1, but what made him even cooler was the fact that Barry kind of had this idea since he beat the Reverse Flash, and he thought, okay, he's starting to move past that. He had this idea that he can really help the city. I mean, he was also going through the loss of Ronnie and stuff like that, and Ronnie really helped save the city, but they praised the Flash for it. But I think the Flash really thought, he was definitely getting to a point to where he's like, okay, I am the fastest man alive, until he meets Zoom, who proves him otherwise, and basically just straight up Bane from Batman, from The Dark Knight Rises, and just crushes his back. But thankfully for Barry, his super healing kind of helped him heal it from that a little quicker than Batman did. But it was still a not horrible, but horrific thing to watch our hero just being treated like a rag doll like that. But that being said, Zoom was one of the coolest villains ever. Alright, number 5. Now, number 5 is one of my favorite supervillains because he's like, is he a villain? Is he a hero? Is he an anti-hero? And it really keeps popping back and forth between the different seasons of Arrow. I'm talking about Malcolm Merlyn, aka the Dark Archer, aka season 4? Yeah, season 4 was Rage Al Ghul. Very, very complex villain, because like I said, you don't know if, okay, this episode, is he a good guy, is he a bad guy, is he a good guy with bad intent, or vice versa. You really never know with Malcolm Merlyn, and that was one of the things that I really love and miss about his character, because once we saw him in Arrow, and then he kind of left Arrow, he went to Legends of Tomorrow for season 2 of that, and I was so excited when I saw him get introduced, because I try not to read too many of the tabloids about what's coming up in future episodes or anything, because I don't want it getting spoiled. But when I saw Malcolm Merlyn come on, I believe it was, I'm not going to remember the exact name, but something about Chicago Way, something like that. I'll put the name of the episode right here, or up here, hell, I'll do all 4. Bing! Alright. But it was very cool to see him get introduced in Legends of Tomorrow, just like Damien Dark got introduced into it, just like Eobard Thawne got introduced to it. Legion of Doom, great. Like I said, they weren't exactly scary, but they were definitely villains, and they had the comical, the comedic kind of feel to all 3 of them, especially when they clash. Love it. Alright, number 4. Number 4 is a villain from season 1 of The Flash. We are talking about Harrison Wells. Now, we're talking about Harrison Wells, mostly Reverse Flash / Eobard Thawne, because Harrison Wells, as you probably know, was Eobard Thawne that turned into Harrison Wells when he killed the original Harrison Wells from Earth 1, turned into Harrison Wells, took his shape, his body form and whatnot, but he still went by Harrison Wells. So technically, Harrison Wells, Eobard Thawne version Harrison Wells is who this is, because original Harrison Wells from Earth 1 died pre-2014. He died like a long time ago. Anyways, I really love this character because the Reverse Flash, man, I mean, such a challenging character. I mean, I loved him as he was Eobard Thawne in his actual form, but I loved him more when he was in Harrison Wells' form. Almost said Harrison Ford, if you haven't noticed. And I also love seeing him get introduced back into the Crisis on Earth X, and also on season 5 finale, or not just the finale, throughout the whole season almost, the back part at least, get introduced back into that. Really enjoy his character because you never know what he's going to do. And also, it always seems like he has like good intentions. Like he has good intentions to do bad things, and then you think, oh, he's a good guy finally. No, he spoiler alert, Harrison Wells, I mean, as far as Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash, never a good guy. He may do some good things, but they're always for his own pleasure. It's always for himself. Number 3. Number 3 is originally from season 1 of Arrow, got more introduced as a villain in season 2 of Arrow, and got brought back as a hero again on season 5 of Arrow. We're talking about Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. Now this character was one of the coolest villains from Arrow. It was absolutely a brilliant character. I love Deathstroke in the comics, and I think that Matthew Bennett definitely played the role perfectly. I mean, I just can't even explain it. I mean, my mind boggles so much when I talk about Deathstroke because it's just such a cool character the way Matthew Bennett plays it. I mean, you really had this guy who was such a, let's just say, an asshole to Oliver at the beginning, with good reasons. I mean, Oliver was kind of a douchebag when he first met him, but he was an asshole, and he really kind of, they both learned to deal with each other, learned to grow. And when he got turned into a villain, thanks to the Mirakuru, thanks to the death of Shadow and blaming Oliver Queen, you really got to see the dark side to him that was very interesting. And it was nice to see him come back from that dark side in season 5. Just a great character. If you haven't seen anything with Deathstroke on it, with Matthew Bennett as Deathstroke, what are you doing with your lives? Like, seriously, finish watching this video, like and subscribe, do all that stuff that they normally tell you to do, and go find Arrow. I mean, if you have YouTube TV, you can find it on there. I'm just saying, you should totally do that. Number 2. Now, number 2 is a very not controversial like in a bad way, but it was a villain from a season of The Flash that a lot of people hated, but I loved it. I'm talking about Savitar. Now, Savitar, in my opinion, was one of the most interesting, I would say it's the most interesting villain in The Flash. And it's definitely one of the most interesting villains in Arrowverse as well. I mean, the whole time we're trying to figure out who is Savitar? Who is Savitar? And there were so many different things, so many different theories about who Savitar was. I mean, it got down to a point to where, is Savitar Barry Allen? Is Savitar Ronnie? Is Savitar Julius? I mean, it got to so many different things about who is Savitar. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to keep saying that because I don't know how far along y'all are on the show. This is on season 3. Spoiler alert, it's Barry Allen, a time remnant of Barry Allen. Long story short, it's a time remnant, another version of Barry Allen in the future coming back. Go watch it because I don't want to spend too much of this video explaining what happened, because that seemed to be a downfall. A lot of my reviews and hit list episodes is I talk too much about what happened and not about what I love about the characters. But what I really love about this character, man, is just he's so cool looking. I mean, the tone of voice that he has and just what he is. I mean, he's like, considers himself like a god of speed, which, you know, of course, in my belief, there's only one true god. But he is just absolutely dope. I mean, he can just go right into the Speed Force and come back. I mean, he was trapped in the Speed Force and he ended up coming out of it thanks to the Philosopher's Stone. Just go watch it. Trust me, you'll love it. You'll enjoy it. It's great. It's amazing. Do it. All right, now number 1. Number 1, Arrowverse Supervillain. Now, I said how a lot of people didn't like Savitar. A lot of people did not like this guy from season 4 of Arrow, because they didn't like season 4 Arrow. You want to know why? Because they're weird. Season 4 Arrow was the best season, and I'm gonna preach that every day. So you probably know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one and the only Damien Darhk. Now, Damien Darhk was so cool of a villain that they had to keep bringing him back. They brought him back for season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow and season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow. I was a little disappointed not to see him like at all in season 4, but season 5 maybe? I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. They seem to keep bringing him back because why? People ask why. He's a great villain. He's the greatest villain in the Arrowverse. That's why I put him at #1. And I know what you're probably thinking. You know, some of y'all out there agree with me. Most of y'all probably aren't. But it's my list, and I say he's #1. I mean, the guy introduced magic into the Arrowverse. This is, if season 4 of Arrow introduced magic into the Arrowverse, then we got to see it in season 4 of The Flash. We got to see it in season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow. We really got to see magic get introduced into the Arrowverse, and it was just such a great thing that they did. I mean, it really broadened the span of the superheroes on the show to where it wasn't just about science. You could do science or magic. They could be one together. You can't just say, oh, it's got to be just science, or oh, it's got to be just magic. You could do both because they both are good for a superhero show. That being said, thank y'all very much for watching. I'm so glad y'all watched. It has been a while since I've done this. I know I said I was going to do this a while back ago, but as you know, I had a lot of videos that I had to record, and I was so glad to see my friend Raquan come down from Alabama to shoot those videos with me. Hopefully soon, you know, he can come back down and we can shoot more because I had a great time with him. Had a great time with your buddy. I know you're probably watching this video. Hope you are, at least, along with the other few people that may or may not watch the video. So that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. If you would like to check out any of my social media stuff, everything is right here. You got my Facebook page, you got my Twitter, you got my Instagram, you also got my Patreon right here. So make sure y'all just, the links are also in the description, but these 4 different things right here you want to check out and you want to follow and all that good stuff. But the most important part is that you hit the subscribe button that is down below here somewhere. The mirrored stuff is always weird, but make sure you hit the subscribe button that's down below because watching this is important, so is subscribing. I really want to be a part of the YouTube Partners Program and be able to start doing this as my job. If I can do this as my job, more content can come out of it. Maybe even a podcast one day. That's what I'm shooting for. And I'm gonna preach that every day. Oops, moving the camera. Thank y'all so much for watching this video about my top 10 favorite Arrowverse supervillains. If y'all would like to help me out, I really appreciate it. If you was to just do this little thing about hitting that button up there to subscribe, that'd be very great. Not sure if it's popping up right now or not, but it will eventually. Hit that button to subscribe so that way you could be catching all my latest stuff. Also, you can hit the notification bell down below. If the subscribe button is up there yet, it's going to pop up soon. It's also going to be down below. Also, if you would like to click right there, see, right there, that's a video that I think you would like. Now, that's a video that you should totally watch because I think if you like this video, you're gonna like that one as well. Now, down below is a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Video could be anything from my channel to whatever YouTube thinks you will like from the algorithm. Sometimes the algorithm is great, sometimes it's not, but hey, it's not a perfect system. Down here is a playlist of all the episodes of the hit list. So if you liked the hit list, you can watch more hit lists from clicking this button. Technology is amazing. Now, you should totally do all these things, or at least one thing. Please hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate y'all watching. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed day, and peace out.